Hey, good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of 5 Minutes with Phil. And I welcome you. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Hey, if you know somebody that could benefit from one of these 5 Minutes with Phil sessions, feel free to forward it to your friends, send them the link, share it on Facebook, whatever the case might be. Just get the word out there. We want to help as many people as we can, and I hope you'll take advantage of that. Now, let's talk about your time. Let's talk about the demands on your time. Do you know that I really believe that this is one of the busiest cultures? This is one of the busiest generations in our country's history. We are constantly busy. There is always something for us to do. There are so many things that demand a piece of our attention or a piece of our time. And if you're like me, a lot of times you like to plan out your day and you like to plan out your strategy, your game plan for the day. And then there's another demand, maybe another interruption, another this or that, and it can be overwhelming. And I found a verse in the book of Psalms. Psalms chapter 31, verses 14 and 15. And I'd like to read this to you. And there's a phrase in this psalm that I think would be very, very, very good for a lot of us here today. Take a look at the screen. It says, "But I trust in you, Lord. I say you are my God." Here's the part I love. "My times are in your hands. Deliver me from the hands of my enemies and from those who pursue me." Okay. My times, Lord, I really want you to get this. My times, Lord, they are in your hands. Your schedule, the requirements of your day, the demands on your time, they're in your hand, in God's hands. They're in God's hands. And now David here, he's referring to being pursued by a literal enemy, probably King Saul, who was trying to kill him and was pretty relentless in trying to find David. But I will tell you that there are plenty of things in your life that will try to pursue you and try to demand your attention, that will try to demand time away from you, from your family, from your commitments, whether it be at work or ministry or whatever the case might be. There will always be something that will try to pursue and take advantage of that time. And here's my comfort in all of that my times, they're in God's hands. And so the Lord, when I woke up today, the Lord knew my schedule better than I did. And the Lord knows my demands better than I do. So when something comes up in my life that I was not expecting, maybe an interruption, maybe another demand has creeped up that I wasn't expecting, God's not caught off guard by that. In fact, David says at the end of this verse, at the beginning of this verse, he says, "I trust in the Lord. You are my God." So here's the deal. I trust the Lord that my time is in his hands. So if I've got my schedule laid out for the day, for example, and then something else comes up, it might be important. It might seem unimportant at the time. It might seem like a nuisance to me, or it may very well be very, very important. Whatever the case might be, I trust in the Lord enough to know that that is in his hands. So he's my God. So I've learned that when things come up in my day, when things come up that demand my time other than what I was expecting, I can trust God enough to get through that day and trust God enough that he will create a way for me to still meet my responsibilities and still deal with those things that seem to pursue me every single day. And I want to encourage you that way. God not only has you in his hands, God has your schedule in his hands. He has your time commitment in his hands. And that's good news. All right, I'm going to let you go. Go with that today. We love you. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.